Best Irish music on irishradio.org with Jerry Byrne.
I'm Jerry Byrne. Irish Radio it is since the start of lockdown. I've been speaking to many of the great and the good of entertainment. Now, my next guest is a gentleman who's been involved his entire life in music. He's also a songwriter, singer, performer, impressionist and all the rest of it. I'm delighted to say hello from Edenderry in County Offaly, Greg Traynor. Greg, how are you?
How are you, Jerry? How are you, Jerry? And to all your listeners there. Hope they're all keeping well and looking forward to Santi like myself.
Yes, indeed, yes. Letter posted and all the rest of it. Well,
that's great, Jerry.
Greg, Greg, listen, you've been involved in music for a long, long time.
Yes, indeed, yeah. I suppose people around, your listeners, some of your listeners might remember me playing with them. Well, back many, many years ago, I used to play with Patsy McCall and Blue Country. And then for many years, for 13 and a half years, we started the John Hogan band at the very, very start in 1988. I was with John Hogan as bass player and singer for 13 and a half years, and some of your listeners across London and surrounding areas would probably remember us playing all the usual other haunts like the Galtymore and down in Fulham and all the places all around the place. But 13 and a half years. And then I finished up with John in the year of 2000, and I spent a year, or a little bit over a year, with Keith and Lorraine in the Showband Show. And after that, Jerry, I moved on. I used to do a lot of bit of acting and do TV commercials and stuff. And I did a lot of sort of Elvis commercials. And then I said, sure, geez, I might as well do this on my own out in the road. I saw a little niche for it. And I started doing an Elvis. Paying tribute to the king of rock and roll for the last 19 years. 20 years out of next year, Jerry.
Wow, well done. That is absolutely cracking stuff. And I have seen you doing some Facebook Lives and that, and it's absolutely cracking. Well done on the Elvis.
Oh, thank you, Jerry.
Very well done. Absolutely cracking stuff, you know. But listen,
thank you.
Another little string to your bow as well as that you've written some songs. Now, you wrote a song which was a song for Joe, a tribute to Joe Dolan.
Yeah, when Joe, I was great friends with Joe, dog dance for my life, and as you and your listeners will well know, Joe was an amazing entertainer and great guy all round. And I'm good friends with Joe. And then when he passed away, look, time slips by so quick, Jerry. Back in 2009, Christmas of 2009, yeah, that's what I was, Stephen's Day, Boxing Day 2009. Yeah, about a couple of months after that, I wrote a tribute song. And I was sort of a little bit dubious about letting out a tribute song. People might have thought I'd be jumping on the bandwagon, writing a song about Joe. But I'm good friends with Ben and Adrian Dolan and Ray and all the guys. And I actually went over to the lads and showed them the lyrics and gave them a listen. I said, look, do you mind if I let... And they said, Jesus, get it out there quick. So I did. And it's out there a few years now. A song for Joe. It tells the story of the great man from Mullingar, yeah.
Absolutely superb stuff. Well done on that. You know, it went an absolute storm. But another interesting song that you also wrote is one for the season that's coming. Santa and the King.
Santa and the King. Yes, indeed. Well, when I started doing the Elvis thing a good few years ago now, I said, Jenny wouldn't be class as Santa to meet Elvis himself. So I put the old lyrics together, Jerry, and ended up with a song called Santa and the King. And it just gets played all over the world because I suppose there's great fans of Santi and there's great fans of Elvis, so I couldn't miss between the two of them. But I recorded it many years ago down with Peter Marr and all the guys. They have a lovely studio in Galway from the Conqueror show band. You might remember them, and it turned out fairly well. But it gets played a lot across the world this time of the year. I hope your listeners enjoy it.
Indeed. I know it's a different take, I'll have to say, on the thing. It's not your kind of a usual Christmas song.
No, it's a happy type of a Christmas song, and nice little lyrics in it and nice little melody. So it was received fairly well.
Right.
Thankfully.
Indeed it will. You've also, you've performed. You're saying you're going almost, 19 years. You're doing the Elvis impersonation. I mean, that's gone an absolute storm for you.
Oh, well, that has taken me all across the world, and I do. The last gig I did in this year, 2020, the last gig I actually did was in Penang, in Malaysia, just about the 9th or 10th of March, and just barely made it home to Ireland just before the lockdown came. But I do tours like that. I do normally about 3 months in Spain every year, and I do about a month in Turkey, and I do a month in Asia, and also I'm travel over to the States. Have been, and I've performed for some strange guys like sheiks and guys like that, Jerry, down through the years. But Elvis is received he's about the only guy, if you mention Elvis Presley, any little spot in anywhere in the world, and they'll know who you're talking about.
Yes, that's one incredible thing. You know what? It's quite amazing, Greg, that after all these years, I mean, it's you were talking, 43 years gone, and the presence of Elvis Presley is still just huge all over the world.
Oh, it's unbelievable! It's unbelievable. They just he'll live on for a long time yet. I'd say, Jerry, in another 20, 30, 50 years' time, there'll be somebody going around with a white jumpsuit on them, still singing them songs. Because they were just nice melodic songs, and a lot of them with meaning in them, and just good rock and roll. Yeah, good rock and roll.
It was. It sort of came from the days of, I suppose you could say, it was the link from the innocence of rock and roll into sort of the more melodic and he managed to keep changing. I mean, his style of songs and music kept evolving.
That's right, yeah.
Right through into the 70s.
It really is when rock and roll started. Like, a lot of people think that rock around the clock started rock and roll. It didn't, That was 5 years later. That was 1959, and Elvis kicked off in 1954. So Elvis was knocking around with singing rock and roll a long time before rock around the clock came about. But you're dead right there, Jerry. Every decade or into the 60s, it changed. The sound changed, and then when he moved into doing all the stuff in Vegas in the 70s, his sound changed again, and the songs changed. But then again, Jerry, he'd have all the best songwriters in the world writing for him. Everybody wanted to write a song for Elvis.
Yes, well, that's true. Yes, that was absolutely true at the time. And boy, he did get some.
He turned down a lot of good ones.
Yes,
just to mention two now. He turned down My Way first. We had to listen to that. He said that wasn't really for me. He says Frank Sinatra can have that one. And he turned down what do you call it? Dolly Parton's I Will Always Love You. So there's two just off the top of my head that he turned down that were massive hits for other people.
Wow, that is something I didn't know. That is incredible.
Yeah.
That is just incredible. But listen, Greg, you've been doing some Facebook Live stuff in the strange times we've had since you're not able to do live performances.
That's true, yeah, Jerry. I do a little program, sort of a chit chat program from my own Facebook every Sunday evening at 7:00 called Chit Chat and What Are You At? And I get sort of people sending little messages from all across the world. And I've been sort of busy. I'm a bit of a playwright as well, and I've had two little play musicals out. One called One Sweet Hour, which is all about an aging Elvis impersonator, which was quite successful across Ireland. And I've written another play musical called Are You Going for a Pint? Which you can't do in Ireland at the moment, but anyway, it's a comedy sort of thing.
Right, fair play. Well done on that. And listen, something interesting. On the way, you're doing your release after Christmas of a song all about the year we've had.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, you've got your hands on it, but I'm sort of asking you maybe not to. You can play a little bit of or something like that, but we're holding up because the Christmas market is flooded with so much stuff, Jerry. The guys, Mr. John Kelly from Hazel Records says, just hold up on that joke until January. But it's a comical song about the year of the mask. The year of the mask.
Yes.
It certainly is the year of the mask.
Isn't it just? Is that another of your own compositions, Greg?
Yeah, it's another one of my own original songs. Yeah.
Well done.
Indeed, yeah.
That is cracking.
Yeah.
As I say, it's well done on it all. It's hard to keep a good man down, and fair play. You're putting it out there on in music, and putting it out there on Facebook, and no doubt you'll be putting it out there live, strutting the boards again as soon as it's safe to do so.
Oh, hopefully we will, Jerry. Hopefully, I can't wait to get back out on the old road and get travelling again and singing along. I think people will be well ready for it now hopefully around maybe Paddy's Day or around Easter time, hopefully it will all get back to normal.
Indeed, fingers crossed. Greg, listen, it's been lovely to catch up with you. It really has, and
thank you so much, Jerry.
Real pleasure. Listen, good luck to yourself and your family and friends. Stay safe and stay well. Listen, have as good a Christmas as you can, and listen, here's hoping for a better 2021.
Hopefully, Jerry, and thanks very much, and happy Christmas to you and all your listeners all across London and further afield.